Hi everyone, welcome back to Coffee, Books, and Rain. I'm Rachel, and I do not have coffee. I have a big thing of water so I can stay hydrated. It is raining outside, and my hair and the curls just could not survive the moisture and humidity, so it is looking a little bit, let's just call it beach waves. Let's just call it beach waves. We'll call it, we'll go with that. Um, anyway, I am not yet headed towards Georgia, so I thought I would try to capture these few moments that I have to get in a couple more records or episodes recorded. Let's just do that too. Um, and well, I'm just creating a bit of a mess at the moment, but we're recording the Dallergut Dream Making District. Now, previously we did the Dallergut Dream Department Store, and I loved it. It was so incredibly cute, but it wasn't very long, in my personal opinion. And this is by Miye, and this is also this is a sequel to Dallergut Dream Department Store, and I still am in love with this dreamlike world where it is where we buy and sell dreams to the dreamers, trying to, connect with people on these various levels. So I really, really like that. It is a follow up with most of our characters returning for whatever whimsical roles they play. Penny, of course, being our main character. She has been working the front desk of the Dallergut Dream department store for about a year. She has now become what seems to be a corporate employee, which apparently once you hit a year, you get to make a trip to the Dream District. And so she gets a pass, and so she goes with Dallergut and one of her other counterparts who works on the fifth floor, and they get to go to what's called the Civil Complaint Center. And she's not sure why her one of her coworkers doesn't really enjoy going, but once she goes there, she does discover um, a little bit more, a little bit of a deeper understanding. So let's dive into the summary. And poor Leo, of course, he has just been so fussy this week. I don't know. Just, he gets, I swear, you guys, he gets so much attention and love. He is the most cuddled puppy there has ever been. Both he and Argos get my attention 99% of the time I am in this apartment. But I guess it's not enough. But let's dive into the summary real quick and we'll see if Leo calms down. In this best-selling follow-up to the Dallergut Dream department store, beloved characters must visit a special dream-making district to unlock new secrets about the customers they lost and hope to bring back. It's been a year since Penny first walked through the doors of the Dallergut Dream department store, and surviving a year at the store means one thing. She is now an official employee of the dream industry. She can finally take the express commuter train to the company district, where all the dream production companies are located, and discover how all raw dream materials and testing equipment are produced. But the company district is not quite what she expected. Instead, it hides a secret underbelly of the magical industry that Penny thought she was a part of. Penny discovers the Civil Complaint Center, full of people filing complaints about their dreams. She also learns about the regular customers who have stopped coming to the store. As she gets to the bottom of each complaint, she begins to expand her horizon, moving beyond the role of dream seller to understanding what lies in the hearts of their lost regulars. The Dallergut Dream Making District delves deeper into the dream industry and its customers. Why do some of them buy a dream and never return? And can Penny and her colleagues bring some of the regulars back? It is considered fantasy, fiction, Asian literature, contemporary, cozy, and magical realism. I did have this one in an audiobook. I did not have the first one in an audiobook, but this one I consumed so quickly. I loved it. And I did feel like this one was longer than the first one. Now, it does seem as though this Kindle edition is about 300 pages. I want to say the audiobook that I had, just kind of pulling it up on my phone real quick, was
Most people in the seeing world.
was about 7 hours long. So I feel like that's a pretty good book. It's not like super long, but it made it well worth my time to listen to. And again, it's got enough of that fantastical dreamlike quality to just make it so very enjoyable. This book was now first published in, let me see, first published and I would say Japanese as its original language in 2021. However, it will be published in English on June 25th of 2025. So I just wanted to try to make sure I got that correct to ensure that I'm doing it its due service. So now I have been kind of seeking out books that have been translated from Asian literature into English because I'm finding that the the content and quality is so it's not so different, but it's written in such a poetic, prosy way that is something that I love. It definitely falls into a genre that is kind of missing in English literature that I just don't see as much. Like some of the titles that other readers enjoy are like The Restaurant of Lost Recipes, the Yeonam Dong's Smiling Laundromat, The Rainfall Market, Letters from the Jingza Shido Stationery Shop. So just like, I don't know, there's just something so comforting about some of those titles that's very innocuous, and yet it's like walking into a mom and pop store where you feel welcomed anytime you go. And that's just what each of these books feels like. So Dallergut Dream Department Store was really one of my favorites that I listened to, and I want to say it was last year. Sorry, Leo's having his say, so I'm going to pause real quick and I'll be right back. I am back. There is a puppy down here in my lap, and we are continuing our journey. Now, I am just recapping just very slightly the Dallergut Dream Department Store, where Penny got her job at the department store. And during that job, during that first year, she had one slight mishap where she was robbed of a jar of Flutter on the way to deposit it at the bank. However, it was recovered, which was good, and we do learn that in this particular book, by one of her co-workers, which is kind of odd. His name, I think, is Speedo, but he seems to be a real go-getter, and I don't really like him too much. But as we go into this book, Penny has already been at the department store a year and honestly seems to really like it. She likes being able to help people, guide them towards where they might be able to find the best dream for them. And there are various categories of what dreams they may want to find. But she's more of like a help desk, an information desk. And so she doesn't work on like the sales floors. She's more like information. And I really like that she is kind of like, I don't want to say the face, because she's not the face. But that she seems to care so much about helping people, because I think that really starts to show itself in this book even more. She's no longer that new face in the store, and she's getting to new responsibilities. Dallergut seems to think that she's able to take on a little bit of a bigger role. And so when he takes her and her coworker to what I would call downtown, to the dream making district, she is given a task. Well, let's just kind of start with the fact that apparently once a year, everybody gets to go in and have a one-on-one conversation with Dallergut, who about their salary. And he will then either give them a salary increase, or maybe they'll stay the same. They'll talk about their performance, which is all good and well. I mean, I think that's very smart. So Penny goes in, talks about, like, I guess her performance. Dallergut like kind of asks her what she would like to do, and Penny, well, he asks her a question, and I think it's like, would you rather bring in new customers to the store, or would you rather bring back an old customer who maybe hasn't returned for one reason or another? And she's kind of on the fence because she does see the benefit of bringing in new people, but maybe it would benefit them more to bring back someone who hasn't returned, like an old regular who maybe stopped coming. So then, when they go downtown, she realizes that there actually are some people who have stopped coming. And so she really gets kind of in her mind about, well, what's going on with these individuals that's made them stop coming? Like, what was it? Was it a specific dream? Was it a specific life incident that made them stop coming? As was it their mental health? Was it, something like that? It just felt, I don't know. I think everything, it gets very approached in a very soft way in this book, because it is meant to be like this dream-like world, supposed to be in the clouds. It's supposed to be where things maybe don't hurt as much because we are all just dreaming. And yet we are still able to address some of those emotional struggles. I know personally, I've had, like, I'm a fairly lucid dreamer. I probably mentioned that when I talked about the first Dallergut book. But I'm a fairly lucid dreamer. I can't say I always know when I'm dreaming, but I almost always know when I'm dreaming. And so when I wake up, I am frequently able to identify what my brain is trying to tell me with regards to what I'm trying to process. So if a past love interest shows up, it's not that I think that I'm going to get back together with them, that maybe I'm still processing the trauma from what happened during that relationship. Maybe I still miss that person a little bit. Maybe something the day before had crossed my mind and it triggered a thought or a memory about them. So, I like this series. I don't know if there's more in this series, but I would love to see more in this series. It's firmly still based in fantasy and fantastical elements, but we do get some some of those emotional struggles. We do get some good intentions from many of the characters. Uh, there is a couple questions, which is very fair, from a couple people who question why people are making a profit off of dreams. And but the thing is someone is just creating something and people are asking to buy it. They're not forcing them to buy it, they're just asking to buy something. I don't know, there was just the question of the corporateness of it, and I did see, like, somebody made a comment about it, and so that was I was like, you know what, fine, fair. They are simply providing a service if you would like to make that purchase, which is, you know what, I see if that's fair too. Like, I guess it's like a coffee shop. Like, I can make all the coffee I want at home, which I absolutely do, but sometimes it's just super nice to be able to go somewhere and buy me a cup of coffee that someone else has made for me so I can enjoy that. And that's kind of how I view being able to buy dreams at a dream department store. I don't always need it, but if they're there and maybe I want a specialty one, I want to go wander through a rainforest like Lara Croft Tomb Raider, maybe that's what I want to do tonight. I don't know. I wish there was a little dream department store, because the way you pay for your dreams is through the emotions that you feel as you go through them. So, like awe and wonder and loss and joy and happiness, and apparently in flutter, because when your heart starts to flutter, like maybe it's when you know that the person you love is coming to see you and you get that flutter in your chest or your stomach or wherever you feel it. Um, so I like it. I think it's adorable. I highly recommend it. It's just a feel good book, but there are some like emotional things that we do work through, but I feel like it's in a pretty soft, corners are rounded off sort of way. Um, that's just my thoughts. I hope that if this feels like it resonates well with you, you'll give it a chance. I do feel like you should read the first one first before diving into this one, just so you get the background of all the characters before continuing their journey and their career at the Dallergut Dream Department Store. But with all of that being said, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I will see you all on the next page. Have a great one. Bye.